again have Rotterdam in the lobby. You should invite him. Like you should invite him. You should cast together.
Try cast, mate.
No, I leave Rotterdam. Come on.
God.
If you were given a choice between Rotterdam and me, who do you pick?
Like the thing is that I've never casted with Rotterdam before. I don't know how that would go, mate.
There's a first time for everything, mate. And speaking of first time, here we have the Protoss player who is playing his first game of the day because he received a buy in the game number 1. This is Rhizer.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Canadian Terran player. He is blue, representing Genesis Gaming. It is Zero.
Admirable Sausage on the chat says, Light, can you solo cast please? So much better.
I disagree, mate. I disagree. Oh god, I love that game.
Look. The people demand it. I gotta go.
No, Darking is great. It's great, and it also like it's always better having a co-caster. Like casting like ESL Americas or Battle of the Americas on my own. Like it can be so difficult. Like on my voice as well. Like and
your sanity.
Yeah, my sanity. You know. And yeah, Darking, he does bring value to the cast.
So he says. So yeah, remember, if you disagree, you can always tweet to @LightVIP on Twitter.
If you disagree, tweet @DastanSC2 on Twitter. That's who you want. That's who you want to tweet at, mate.
But yeah, anyhow, mate. PvT. PvT North America versus USA versus Canada. And again, the Zero opening without a Reaper. What's up with these Terran players not opening with Reapers versus Protoss?
It happens very commonly, even in Korean StarCraft, like Cure, Innovation. It's something that has slowly, the shift happened over the past couple of months. I say a couple of months, maybe even towards the end of last year, where a lot of Terran players have been doing this, where they just skip the Reaper.
I would have thought that maybe the Terrans will be terrified to not scout what the Protoss is doing.
Nah, Terran's pretty good, man. Like you don't need to scout anymore, man.
Then why do I keep losing on ladder, mate?
I mean, that's a you problem. That's a oh god. Obviously, Zero, he makes up for the lack of scouting with an SCV scout just to make sure to keep an eye on his opponents, and he's even throwing down a bunker for said Marine to be safe.
Bunker is super important with a Terran player, because if the Protoss just sends one or two units and you don't have a bunker, mate, your units are paper compared to the Protoss.
Yeah, and even then, like, this Adept can still shade past the bunker, and if it's here in time, it can also focus on that SCV and delay the natural. God, he wants it.
No, he's going to finish. Yeah, it finishes just in time.
God, that was close. Thankfully, Zero, he's on point with his SCV. It's all good. And yeah, no early economic damage done yet.
Yeah. Zero here opening with 2 Hellions. Okay, this is like interesting. I'm guessing he's just trying to scout ahead the Hellions, maybe try to enter the base. But the real crux of it is that he's doing 2 Widow Mines behind this, mate, and 1 Medivac. So Widow Mine drop is going to be happening very soon.
Oh yeah, that it is. And Rhizer, he hasn't really scouted too much of this. I mean, the Adepts are doing whatever they can. Looks like he will actually not go up the ramp here, denying more mining. And
Widow Mine show up, and yeah, Zero is hiding them.
Yeah, an interesting choice here. What's also interesting is that he is making 4 Widow Mines, so he's going to have a lot to send across the map to drop. Meanwhile, what is there at home to defend? We do have a War Prism on the way. Pretty interesting that Rhizer actually opted to delay or just straight up not go for his Twilight Council, just working on nothing but gateways and this War Prism.
Almost get scouted by those Hellions, almost.
Ugh. Yeah, exactly, mate. The Immortals here, like Rhizer, he's ready to go. He's ready to bust through and end the game. And unfortunately, mate, Widow Mines, they're not at home to defend. They're going across the map instead. Uh-oh.
Yes, we don't mind going across the map. I didn't notice there was an immortal in the map as well. So yeah, now let's see. All the attention of Rhizer is here. Let's see if he can pay attention to the Widow Mines that are dropping at home.
I feel like even if these Widow Mines and even if these Hellions kill everything, like I don't know if Zero can stop this push.
The Widow Mines.
Oh my god.
The Widow Mines at home. That was a lot of damage to the army of Rhizer, but still there's not much left at home here to defend for Zero.
There isn't, but this tank, honestly, the MVP right now. It does hold the line. It forces Zero to stay on the low ground. He cannot push up the ramp. He's trying though. He wants to try and focus on that tank. Oh.
Yeah. He needs to be very careful. A couple of shots and that tank is going to go down. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Widow Mines so far and the Hellions, 10 worker skill.
Yeah. Not bad at all. Meanwhile, Zero, he's stuck on one base. It looks like he should be able to hold though. Like now he has a second tank. He's got a bunker. It's going to be so difficult for Rhizer to break through into this, but he doesn't need to. He's getting charged. He's making more probes. He defended at home.
Yes, and it's currently 2 bases. Even though the worker number is the same, it's 2 bases against 1 light. Just a couple of minutes, and the amount of workers that one player is going to have, the other is going to increase by a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
this is going to be like very hard for Zero to break, especially because there are sentries who can easily force feed the ramp.
Exactly. Nice moves. He's being really annoying, and he's actually going to get the warp. Oh, can he get it? Up! Oh god. Only sentries here to nibble away at that Viking. There we go. He realizes his weakness, so he does warp in his Stalker. What I want to see, and it's a little bit late because the upgrades just started. Like if this was Skylar, he would work on his upgrades, maybe even just avoid the upgrades, pull the boys, and just send everything across the map. Like
next round, mate. Next round. Next round. Zero, meanwhile, he needs to do something, and he's gonna try. He's going for 1 drop, 8 Marines. Is Steam ready? No, Steam is not ready. It's only halfway done, mate. I don't think they're gonna be ready by the time the Marines arrive.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be ready. Maybe combat shields, as the drop is headed towards that natural base. He's still struggling to get down into his natural, but at least the tanks, they are sieged, and he's forcing Rhizer back. Oh,
they arrived just in time to cancel the third base of Rhizer. That was a nice timing by Zero.
Very nicely done there. I mean, oh god, the tank! Oh, almost goes down. Jesus. But there we go.
Finally descent. Is he going to at least try to get one? No. He's just going to get out of there. Yeah. Finally Zero recovers his main base. His natural base. I'm sorry. And on the other side of the map, did the Marines do anything else? I don't think they did, right?
Not really. There we go. The drop was forced back. He just dropped a Marine just to check the other third base location, confirms that his opponent is stuck on 2 bases, and now Zero has to make a decision because, mate, he's got 4 tanks. That's a lot of tanks. Like, you can go for a very strong push. Combat shield, stim, +1, all those upgrades are done. He could try and push out across the map, or he could throw it out a third.
Do you want him to do a Skylar?
I think it's a little bit late, to be honest. Like,
yeah, possibly. Charge, I think, is done. Sidestorm just finished, and mate, that's a lot of high Templars.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Like, maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes ago, like it would have been ideal, but now at this stage, it's a little bit too late. What's important though is that Rhizer is the one being the aggressor. I think Zero is at his best defensively with his tanks and his bunkers. He has the best chance to hold here, but that's only if Rhizer pushes in.
Yeah, he has a nice Sim City helping it. The bunkers, the supply depots, the way they are positioned. Very good positioning, but that's a lot of Protoss, mate. A lot of Protoss with Storm. Yeah. And behind this, mate, there's a large running coming.
There is, and the problem is, on top of this, is that there's no reason for Rhizer to push in here. I think it would be a mistake if he did. Like, there's nothing pressuring him to be aggressive. All he's doing is containing his opponent to 2 bases.
Well, once again, Zero contain, and once again, he's going to try to do damage on the other side of the map with a drop.
Yeah, understandable. Like I don't really know how a Terran player breaks out of this contain without any ghosts, right? Like there are just so many High Templar, there's so many storms. Like you'd have to drop and maybe go for like a surround or an attack from a couple of different angles. Like I don't know if it's even possible, mate.
We'll see, mate. We'll see. Dark Shrine has finished, so we're probably going to see a couple of Dark Templars in the main base of the Terran base. Meanwhile, the Terran, a recall is used.
Ooh, okay. Forces a recall. Now could be the moment. Zero, he scans to see how much of the army is left here. Still
a lot, mate. Still a lot.
4 High Templar. Oh, God.
Is he gonna try it?
Is he gonna try?
No, he just repositioning, right? Just repositioning.
Yeah. Don't do it, Papi. Okay. He doesn't. Okay. He's getting ready. He wants his third.
Marines are also coming from the back.
Ooh.
From the side, as you said, and yeah, he backs off. He doesn't want to fight the tanks, but I don't know, mate. I think he could have fought it.
Rhizer, definitely. I think he probably wasn't feeling confident because he was forced to recall. He's like, yo, I'm not at my 100%. I'd rather just back off. Sure, you can take a third base, but you know what? I've got DTs.
Yeah, mate. DTs and Zealots into the main base of our Terran player. 2 workers down. The rest of the workers are forced to evacuate. Even though they're not doing a lot of economic damage, this is annoying damage.
Yeah, it was a big investment though, and oh my god, the War Prism almost gets focused down. I think I would have loved it more if Rhizer was still out here with his army, did the DT harass, and also pushed in at the same time. Because those DTs were kind of lackluster. As you said, mate, only 2 SCVs, and that was pretty expensive, especially because the War Prism went down as well.
Yeah. War Prism went down, the Ghost upgrade is also done. But then again, I think Rhizer is one step ahead because he's no longer making High Templars. Now we have Colossus on the map.
Yeah, exactly. He has diversified that splash damage, that AoE, Storm plus Colossus on top of that. Extended Thermal Lance is about to finish up. Meanwhile, this Bio Army, you're always trying to focus down the Nexus.
Got a cancel, nice one.
Oh, very nice indeed. Again, Zero doing whatever he can with as little as possible. He's still down in army supply, but like now that he has a 3rd CC, like he is slowly catching up. Rhizer, he's got to be feeling the pressure. Like he was so far ahead early on, he cannot let this get away from him.
Yeah, he has a really good army, very diversified. There are no Vikings here to counter those Colossus, so this is going to be a lot of damage. We have War Prism with High Templars and good storms all over the infantry of Zero.
Oh my god, the storms blanket everything. The charge lots get on top of the tank. Everything just goes down to the Protoss army, and Zero, he was doing a really good job at like expanding and reclaiming his natural in his 3rd, but it took far too long and it was not enough, mate.
Yeah, the Protoss army is too big, it's too powerful, and now nothing can stop it, Maiden. I think he's just going to go in and kill the Terran player.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully for Rhizer, he didn't wait long enough for Zero to get back into this game. He was still perpetually ahead after the beginning, after the opening, after that early game aggression. And, oh boy, as a result, deja vu, mate. Zero, he's down to 1 base.
Yeah, he's down to 1 base. He lost 13 workers, 44 workers left, only 85 supply versus 127. And Rhizer is just going to go back. I mean, he already has done the damage that he needed to do, and he's just going to prepare, regroup, and then just straight up kill. For some reason, he's building 2 more War Prisms.
Yeah. he already has 1 as well. He's gonna have 3 War Prisms on the map, mate. I don't.
Look, mate. He's going to be able to do so much juggles.
Yeah, nothing is gonna die, mate. Oh my god. As he pushes on forward here, once again into the natural base. No tank, sorry, 1 tank on the high ground, but all the Widow Mines are being focused down, one after the other. The SCVs. You don't want to be an SCV today, mate.
Mate, there are more War Prisms than Marines in the map at the moment. Boy. So definitely not a good day to be a Terran player.
Yeah. Disruptors are coming out as well, because why the hell not? Storm, Colossus, and Disruptor, the trifecta of Protoss splash damage. He's pushing up the ramp. Tank falls. Sure, there were some nice EMPs. Sure, there were some nice ghosts, but there's some better storms.
Yes, and this should be it, mate. We're gonna see G any moment now.
We definitely should. Warfism comes in. We see a massive warping of charge. Zero, he's doing whatever he can to hold on here in his main base. He's trying as best he can, but there's only so much you can do, mate, with this army. Oh, God. And yeah, after a relatively long game one, it looks like Rhizer, he's finally broken into the main base. Finally, he's on top of the production. Oh boy, kind of struggling to close things out here, but again, the Colossus and the DTs eventually clean up. GG, mate.
GG, Protoss, good race. No, that was really well played by Rhizer. He definitely contained his opponent for like forever, and just took advantage of that to build his army accordingly.
Oh yeah. Wow. What a game one. What a game one. What I will say is that like, even though Rhizer was ahead in the early game and maintained that lead and stuff, it didn't look like Zero was necessarily outclassed. It was just a rough opening, right? Like, I want to see how these two face off against each other on an even footing.
Maybe in game number 2, mate. Maybe in game number 2.
maybe.
Oh wow, it's going to be map number 2 light is going to be Beckett Industries.
Oh my God.
Why is it always that North America goes for the whip map selection?
You say that. I think it's like this happens a lot in Korea. I don't know much about European StarCraft, unfortunately. I think it's just Latin America that's boring, mate. I'm not gonna. Oh boy.
How dare you? How dare you?
Oh boy. All right. Here we go. Game number 2 on a map that we honestly rarely see.
Yes. Welcome everyone. Map number 2, Beckett Industries. The countdown is starting, and here we go. Player number 1 in this matchup. It is the American Protoss player with a license to kill. This is Rhizer.
I just realized that's what his name. That's his team.
Yes, that's a joke light.
Wow. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Beckett Industries LE, representing Genesis Gaming, it is Zero. We're gonna fight back on Beckett.
Now, Light, let's say you are Zero and you're starting here in game number 2. What do you do different from the game number 1?
What do I do differently? The biggest downfall for him was scouting, right? Unfortunately, he wasn't able to see the early robo, which was a massive tell, especially because the Twilight Council was skipped. So that is what he was lacking here, but I do want to give him the advantage here on Beckett Industries.
Mate, what is this? This is...
Yeah, Zero going for an eBay block.
Yes, now, what is that SCV going to do? That is the question. Okay, he's just gonna scout. He's just gonna look, because there is some builds that I have seen where you start with an SCV blocking the natural of the Protoss, okay? Unfortunately, that build is not that day, but yeah, interesting. EV block to begin with.
Yeah, already Zero being very annoying, delaying the economy of Rhizer. Nice cancel at the last moment there. Didn't let it finish, or didn't let it die, I should say. So yeah, honestly, a very, very good start here from Zero. And I worry for Rhizer. I worry that he allowed this through the vetoes, because this is a pretty heavily Terran favored map. I feel like Rhizer has something, he has to have something planned here for Zero.
That was my intention as well. There has to be something planned, and there we go, mate. There's a prop hiding over there. I thought he was gonna proxy something, but mate, there's already Stargate on the other side of the map.
Yeah, interesting. So we do have a Stargate opening, very different from game one. Very completely different opening here from Rhizer. So yeah, we'll see what he has in store for us. I kind of worry about this because, again, ground-based pushes can hit pretty hard. There is a place for Stargate, there is a place for Phoenixes to slow that down, but again, you have to be so active and so attentive with said Phoenixes. And I imagine that's what Rhizer will eventually work towards. Sure, you can go for an Oracle first, but yeah, Phoenixes, they do provide a lot of utility, but they also require a lot of APM.
Oh god, the Adept managed to enter the main base of the Terran player.
Aye. Oh god. Zero, he was on point when it came to pulling back his SCV though. I don't think he lost a single one. Lost a Marine, but...
He only lost one Marine, almost lost a Hellion, but the important part is that the Adept entered and he managed to scout whatever the Terran is doing.
Yeah. Now Rhizer knows 100% that it's not a one base all in. He confirmed there was a CC in the main base, which was just being made on the high ground, confirmed the 111 as well. Oh boy, and now he is going for that Oracle.
Once again, mate, I'm asking, like, what is that barracks doing?
It's making the tech lab. Okay.
Yeah, but that was like quite a late tech lab. He's not going mech, is it?
I doubt it. We'll see. I mean, first we're gonna see a Widowmine drop. We'll see if he does go for some kind of switch. I'd be surprised if he does. Meanwhile, the Hellions actually made it all the way into the main.
Yes, they made it all the way to the base. They scout everything that they need to do, and they killed six workers in the process.
Yeah, I was honestly so surprised. I mean, that's the downside of throwing down all your buildings here in your main instead of the natural, and that is there's just a wide open wall here. Like, it's just, the wall is non-existent, so the Hellions, they didn't have to do anything special to just get in.
Yeah, got in, killed 6 workers, got out. Excellent. And he sees the Oracle, he sees the Void Ray. So he should be ready at home, and there we go. He's going for a Viking and a Cyclone.
Nice safety Cyclone, especially because he did scout the Stargate, so he will have that to defend against the Oracles and the Void Rays. Meanwhile, we do have the Widowmine drop head towards a natural base. They are going to drop here. Where is the reaction? Oh.
First Widowmine doesn't go off. It died before it go in. Second Widowmine doesn't target any workers, and the medivac is killed as well. So yeah.
Yeah,
Widowmine literally did nothing, unfortunately.
Yeah, the Widowmine drop, all that it really did do was a little bit of lost mining time. More importantly, it did provide some scouting information. He confirmed the robotics facility follow-up, the lack of gateways, so he knows that he has a little bit more freedom as he is throwing down additional Raxes, getting his production up and running.
And yeah, so I think we are going to move into a more macro-oriented game now. Like, the only weird thing that is happening at the moment is that Rhizer is still building void rates. Are we going to see 5-6 void rates at the end of the matchup here, mate?
Yeah, I mean, what you just said is crazy, by the way. Like, we can't just gloss over the fact that he's massing void rays like this. Like, this is not normal. He's as we have another on the way. Meanwhile, he was also rushing out this robotics facility, and that's because he wanted a robotics bay. He's going to be going into a very fast Colossus. Right now, he's working off of barely any gateway units. Like, he's honestly pretty vulnerable to an early, like, aggressive attack. Problem is, Zero isn't necessarily working on that. Like, he's still working on his upgrades. He made a 3rd CC. Like, he doesn't know how vulnerable his opponent is.
Yes, definitely. He's using a lot of gas, so gateway units are not on the plate at the moment. And finally, the Terran player is out. He's moving out. The question is this going to be enough? I'm not sure, mate, because sure, the Protoss player doesn't have particularly much, but these Marines, they still don't have steam. Okay, he's coming back.
Yeah.
Please don't scare me. Don't scare us like that. You're giving me hope, Terran.
Yeah, Zero doesn't want to throw anything away right now, right? Like, he's got to wait for his upgrades. And even then, like, with a shield battery here, with a stasis ward, this is a really difficult position to really push into. Opts to go for a double drop instead.
Terran player goes for a scan, sees if there was, he thought probably there was any observer over there, but there is not, and he's coming in. He's coming in, and immediately Immediately the first unit die. The poor Cyclone.
It
Widow
does.
Mines. They both die as well, mate. What is happening? Okay, this is what's happening. There's a big drop on the main base of the Protoss player. He forces a recall, and he just get out. 6 workers, his 6 workers, and you delay the counter attack. Excellent work by the Terran player.
Yeah. I mean, you know, losing those Widow Mines in the middle of the map, it was well worth it to pull off that drop, especially because Zero hasn't really lost anything. He's even trying to pick off a couple of sentries, and it looks like, oh, he will get 1 for his troubles.
Yes, he got 1 sentries, 190 supply for Zero, 102 for Rhizer. Zero is going on ahead. He's what is it? 15 workers ahead.
Yo, there's a moment here. There's an opportunity. Oh my God, Rhizer! I don't think this is where you should be fighting, buddy.
Yes. There is nothing much to offer, and GG.
GG. He just left his army out in the open without any buffer, without his Colossus either, and just like that, Zero pounces on the army, takes a quick W.
He does indeed. I mean, that was a weird composition by Rhizer. I understand if you wanna go for mass boyro and things like that, but you cannot neglect your gateway units in that way, mate. You had like what 1 zealot in that army?
Yeah, it was very greedy. It was incredibly greedy, and if you're gonna be greedy like that, do it on a larger map. Do it on a map like Oxide or Romanticide. On Beckett, mate, you lost your damn mind. Oh boy. And with that, we're tied up. We are going to that ace match. And here we go. We are even joined by the Spanish stream, the Spanish caster. Welcome, Otis. Otis to the series.
Yes, I think he literally just arrived, I think. Because I didn't see him when the stream started.
He was at the start of the stream, but I obviously must have been casting a different series, but he's now jumping in here into the ace match.
Yes, and welcome everyone to the last map of this series, Romanticide LE, and Spawning here, the Protoss player who went for a winky composition last game. Can he do better this time? This is Rhizer.
Ooh, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Canadian Terran, proving to us that he can go toe-to-toe with his opponent. Representing Genesis Gaming, it is Zero. And, mate, as we slowly get into game number 3, I've got some updates for you.
Please do.
Some players have risen, others have fallen. F's in the chat. Eurystheus did go down to Warren in their series 2-1. Eurystheus, he is out of the tournament. He will not be joining us for the closed qualifier of DreamHack. Alongside Eurystheus, Full Heart also fell to Vaults in that ZVZ.
Rip Full Heart.
Oof. F's to the chat, mate. F's to the chat. My heart goes out to Full Heart. He was actually watching, or he tuned into the previous broadcast as well of the qualifiers. It's great. Like he's always been supportive of us, but yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it through these qualifiers. And I still don't have an update on Cats. Cats is still going up against Dolan as we speak.
Probably going to be an epic match.
Why is Horus not casting that series, mate? What's going on?
Look, Cats is more gringo than Peruvian these days, mate. So you don't gain much by casting Cats.
I don't know, mate. Funada Horus, like that, like, mate. You say he's more gringo, but he's the most Latin American out of anyone in this bracket. Like that should have been casted by Horus. Ugh.
I mean, easy.
Yeah,
I think you are correct. Ion is not playing.
True. Oh god.
Yeah, anyhow, coming back to this game, mate, both players are opening like a pretty standard this time
Mhm.
for both. No winkable orders, no other strange buildings and strange build orders. No. 1-1-1 for Terran player. Meanwhile, the Protoss player is opening for a quick expand, followed by the toilet cancel and the robo.
Yeah, yeah. I think what's important to note is that this is the first time Rhizer is opening up like this in this entire series. In game 1, he went for a faster robo without a Twilight Council. Game 2, he had a Stargate opening. Here in game 3, finally we see a return to normalcy. I say a return to normalcy. Mate, I spoke too soon.
Yeah, quick dash shrine by Rhizer. You kinky Protoss player.
Oh boy. So Rhizer is putting a lot into these DTs. Will Zero be able to scout this? He is moving out with his Hellions. There is a hole in the wall. No, the wall is a wall.
It's a full wall. It's a full wall. The Hellions won't be able to get in, unfortunately. So unless Zero will like to throw a scan, which will be very counterproductive versus a Dark Shrine, not much he can do. Now he's preparing for a Widow Mind drop, and there's not very many units into his opponent base. So with any luck, these Widow Minds can do quite a significant amount of damage.
Yes, but more importantly, this Widow Mind drop, it's going across the map now, and he will be able to get into the main base as long as he sends the medevac there, and with that he will be able to scout the Dark Shrine. The Dark Shrine though is about to finish up. The War Prism is already here. Oh, the DTs are going to hit faster than this Widow Mind drop. Oh boy.
Yeah, definitely, and there is no engineering base or no turrets here. He's only going to be relying on scans. One Raven has just begun. But just begun. How many scans does he have? He has one?
He has one here at the natural. Yes, none in the main, but here we go. DTs are coming in. They are being split up, hitting both bases at the same time.
Ooh, a nice Widowmine shot over the War Prison, but it's not enough to kill them. Meanwhile,
the scan is used and it's wasted, mate. It actually doesn't cover the DTs. Oh, maybe it will. He gets one.
With one of the DTs, but only one of the DTs. Meanwhile, on the other side, the other DT is also wreaking havoc, mate.
Oh my god, exactly. There's no mining here at the natural base whatsoever. A second scan was used, but the War Prism is still alive and more DTs are being warped in the face of Zero.
Mate, this is too much damage, mate. 22 workers have been killed. Meanwhile, on the other side, barely I think 7 in total have been killed by the Widowmines, and they are now being destroyed.
Oh god, exactly. And these DTs, I don't want to say they've ended the game, but they're ending the game. Like 23 SCVs, that's too much damage, mate.
Yeah, there's only 19 SCVs for Zero, 46 for Rhizer. Now he's preparing Archons, mate. Now that there is a Raven, these are no longer useful, so he's going with the big chunky waves. And how many army does Zero has? He has, let me check, has 1 tank, 7 marines. That's not enough army, mate.
Oh god, especially because the tank is in the natural, it is not in the main base, so these Archons are going to get some value. The War Prism is low from earlier, so it will be forced back. Looks like there's just enough here to push away these Archons. Oh my god.
One of the Archons is killed. Nice one. And he's going after the War Prism. Is he gonna get it?
Oh my god, he is trying to focus down that War Prism. Meanwhile, there's some fancy micro dropping that Archon as it backs off. In the end, it looks like the War Prism will be able to escape. And Zero, he's been in like pretty bad positions before. He's taken a lot of economic damage early on in some of the previous series against Zerg, but I don't know, mate. His hopes and dreams lie on this drop, I guess. Like, this drop has to kill a mineral line.
He has to kill more than a mineral line, mate. This is basically 2 bases versus 1 in economies, 30 supply, 30 SCVs versus 63 drones. Rhizer now has full 3 bases, and he's working with 4 more gateways, and is about to prepare his army for the final push, mate. This is a really, really hard time for Zero.
It really is. It really is. Like, the DTs really caught him off guard.
My god, the Archon even came back.
He came back with a vengeance. Meanwhile, the drop does land in the natural base. Here we go. 16 probe kills. Let's go. He got 2. Oh god.
2, mate. It's almost 5, which is almost 10, which is almost 16. So it's basically the same thing.
Mexican math, mate. Let's go. Yeah. Hey, he gets 2 more, you know, only for 1 Marine. Not bad. Not bad damage, just not the damage he needs, you know.
He's doing a good job of saving the Marines and doing as much damage as possible, mate, but it's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, he gets 2 more probes.
Yeah. 6 worker skills, and the medivac survives along with some Marines.
Mate, you just need to add a 1 in front of that 6, and then he's got 16.
Easy, mate, easy.
Easy. Meanwhile, the drop is still here in the main base, still being very annoying. There we go, more probes going down, but DTs are morphed in defensively. He's going to be able to clean this up. At the same time, do you have a bit of a scout? Man, what a madman 0. He's getting a 3rd CC.
I think it is only a matter of time before Rhizer just gathered all his units and walls across the map, mate. How many tanks does Zero has? He only has 1 tank still, mate. 18 Marines and nothing else.
He's going for a double drop, you know, again, hoping. Oh my god, Rhizer's getting a ninja base. Rhizer is styling on his opponent. I think he knows that he's already won this. Like, the ninja base, that's too much, mate. Oh my god.
He's just flexing, mate, for the camera.
He's showing off. Jesus Christ. He checks, DT shows up, 3rd base still hasn't been taken, even sprays. Oh my god.
The original drop finally got cleaned up, but the other drop, he arrives at the base of the Protoss players. This is quite a bigger drop than the first time, but the army is here, mate. No way to fight this army.
No way, mate. Blink finally finishes a little bit too late, otherwise he would have been able to focus down these medevacs. At the same time, DT shows up. Thankfully, there's a Raven, so the DT will be cleaned up. And I guess as we near the end of this game, as Rhizer pushes out across the map. Thank you so much, Rocklet, in the chat for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Fala galera, Rocklets. Again, he's a
muito obrigado, Light. Muito obrigado. Which is thank you.
Thank you. There you go. So look at that. Look, Darking coming out with strong with his Duolingo. But yeah, Rocklets, he's a massive caster when it comes to the Portuguese scene. So thank you so much for the support. Meanwhile, here we go. Rhizer is coming in for the kill. The wall goes down, and there's barely any army to stop this Protoss.
Yes, mostly Marines, which are going to fall very soon with very quickly versus those Protoss units, particularly the Colossus. And yeah, everything disappears. The workers are forced to run. The tier base lifts up, and it's going to be begin in just a few minutes.
Yeah, just a few moments, mate, because the 3rd base goes down. There was actually a kill on the 3rd. It wasn't able to escape in time. The Madman 0 restarts the 3rd in his main. That's, man, he's so optimistic.
Yeah, he's always thinking about the future, mate.
Yeah. He's always looking at the horizon, but what he needs to look at is right in his main, because here we go, the Protoss pushes in, the tanks go down, GG gets called.
Rhizer advances to the next round, and now, mate, he's gonna face Skylar.
Oh, GG. Congratulations, Rhizer. 0, he fought hard, but just scouting is really what hurt him there. You know, in game 1, he didn't see the fast robo. Game 3, didn't see the Dark Shrine. So without that critical piece of information, he just really struggled to keep up with Rhizer.
Yeah, no one expects a Dark Shrine, mate. No one. Even though it always happens.
Yeah. Oh boy. And with that, there we go. We have reported the scores to the admins. Rhizer does move on, and as you were saying, Rhizer is going to be facing another Terran player.
Yes, the one that we have already seen today, which is your favorite son, mate, Skylar.
Oh god, Skylar, yes, she's in the she's actually already been seeded into the main event, but Skylar will be ready and wait, or has been ready and waiting for his opponents. Fun facts, what do you want to know? Fun facts about Skylar?
No, I do not. Please go ahead, Light. Go ahead.
In preparation for today's match, during the check-in period when the bracket was being finalized, Skylar's right, mate. I'm ready. I'm lighting one up, mate.
Oh god.
God. Aye.
Look. It is now legal in the US, right? So
Oh, yeah.
there's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah. Tis legal where he is from Los Angeles, LA. Oh boy.